Hello friends. This is Fact. In this video, I will explain one content of the Great Awakening map. And I hope you will accompany me to the end of this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. And please share my content with your friends. Reptilians. No other alien races transmit fear to humans as much as reptilians. These creatures' appearance is like snakes and lizards with malicious nature. Is it possible that the race of reptiles are the same demons and evil creatures that have plagued humanity since the beginning of history? Many alien researchers speculate that these creatures may have been mythical figures spoken of in many ancient religious texts and popular beliefs. In Chinese mythology, there is a special respect for reptiles. Dragon-like kings are depicted with special powers carried by celestial dragons in their chariots. In Islamic tradition, jinn is creatures of fire that sometimes appear as snake-like creatures. It is said that jinn were also created by God. Similar cases can be observed in the narratives of other religions and the stories of other cultures. Some researchers believe that extraterrestrial beings have influenced humans since the beginning of human history and have created indifferent but similar cultures among humans. Zecharia Sitchin also believed that the Anunnaki used an ancient alien race as a slave for their own purposes. There are also claims that the snake was in fact a metaphor for the reptilian race, which persuaded Eve to break her oath to God by tasting the forbidden fruit of knowledge. Can these different myths and interpretations in the narratives of different cultures confirm the existence of a reptile race? These creatures are thought to be from the Draco star system, but they have come a long way to reach the Earth, and this path has been full of different battles for them. As I mentioned in the Maldek and Lemuria articles and videos, they have had experiences on other planets like Maldek and have always faced resistance from other races. And now, after that great battle and the destruction of the planet Maldek, they are on Earth to have a safe place to live for themselves in the inner planets of the solar system. Now they try to control the Earth and the Earthlings. I suggest you watch my videos about the planet Maldek and Lemuria to understand better. The reptiles we encounter in modern kidnapping scenarios are usually ruthless and negative creatures. They are about 2 meters tall, and the most recognizable feature of them is their appearance, which has heads, skin, and eyes like reptiles and snakes. Those who have been abducted by reptilians describe their skin color from brown to green, red, and sometimes white. It is said that among reptilians, skin color and having wings make a difference in their position, and reptilians with white skin are introduced as the elite class. Their reticulated hands have 3 fingers and are often with long pointed tips. Some people abducted by reptilians have reported scratches and bruises on their bodies. In fact, if you wake up and see bruises in your body, you may have been abducted by reptiles for a while. Reptiles are creatures of the 4th and 5th dimensions. Many agree that reptilians tend to instill fear in humans. These creatures use psychological communication, and those who have experienced abduction report that reptilians appear to be deliberately manipulating human emotions. They cause trauma in people by causing a mental and emotional shock, and uses the energy produced by that as a source of energy, which apparently, they feed on that energy source. In various religious texts and in different cultures, it has been mentioned that inorganic beings feed on human energy, and we open the way for them to enter our body by committing sin. Sometimes in Islam and the practice of cupping, it is said that blood must be removed from certain parts of the body or the chakra. In the past they said by doing this, the jinn would leave the body. They can manipulate our memories and create false scenarios to hide their abductions. It is also said that reptiles can access the human dream and attack the astral plane. I have already explained about the astral plane in an article and video. So I suggest you watch my video about the astral and silver cord on my YouTube channel. Although I can briefly say it is another dimension which sometimes in religions, it is explained as purgatory, where the soul goes there for a while when it leaves the body, and of course, most of us humans have experienced it while sleeping, and we call it dreaming. Sometimes when you are in a dream, incubus is sitting on you. In fact, when you return to your body from the astral plane, they arrive earlier than you to your body. Reptilians are known as great masters of face transformation. They can transform into human form. There are various disclosures in this regard. The most important one is the disclosure of William Tompkins. He says that when they traveled to the moon, and Neil Armstrong stepped on the moon, they encountered reptilians. He explains their appearance and says that they could transform into human form and use this method to control governments. He says George W. Bush Sr., Bill Clinton and Obama are reptilians. I suggest you watch the video of William Tompkins' disclosures on my YouTube channel. David Icke, a well-known researcher, says that presidents, kings, and queens are reptiles and aliens who have transformed into human beings and intend to control the resources on the planet for their own benefit. Although reptilians are often thought of as physical beings, some claim that they are also outside of our dimension. Reptilians seem to be war creatures and have only the will to conquer and control. Reptilians generally travel with disc-shaped spacecraft. Or said their goal of the experiment on some humans was to create a new hybrid species, leading researchers to conclude that they may have created a combination between humans and reptilians. Those who have experienced abduction have reported encountering amphibian creatures while traveling in reptile spacecraft. It is also said that there is an alliance of other races with reptilians, and even some of these races work for them. Among these races, we can mention the Saurians. Researchers speculate that humans may have been genetically modified and enslaved by these creatures for thousands of years. Although the darkest rumor is beyond genetic manipulation. Some believe that reptilians can raise humans as cow and animals to feed on their energy as food. I suggest you watch my next videos about this. The most prominent researcher of these creatures is David Icke, a former BBC sports reporter who researches in aliens and extraterrestrials and states that reptilians are the source of many of the problems that currently plague communities around the world. Their goal is to master the resources and all aspects of human life, from the physical into mental aspect. Icke believes that this elite ruling class is known as the Illuminati. These powerful rulers seek to remain in power by any means necessary, even force. As I mentioned in Maldek's article and video, they are referred to as the inhabitants of Pluto, and any action taken against humanity can be attributed to them. There are some who claim to have been in contact with pacifist reptilians, raising the question of whether a species can be fully classified as evil. Although it is better to know that they have different races such as Dracos, reptilians, saurians, capillians. Some say that reptilians and Anunnaki are the same, and their citation to ancient engravings and discoveries is related to the Anunnaki, but only some of the engravings indicate reptiles. And this is not a logical reason that they be one. Many of those reliefs and engravings also show faces that look much more human and even bird. This could mean that reptiles are not a species of Anunnaki, but there are connections between them. Researchers say that if the Anunnaki were the creator of man and were called God, the reptilians may be the same devil referred to in various religions. Please watch my other videos on my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and share my content with your friends. Thank you for your support.